Let's make it a good day.
Today on The Jason Show, Harry speaks out. Prince Harry tours LA with James Corden and reveals what he really thinks about the crown.
Hagrid.
Dry up, Dursley, you great prune.
Plus, a man of 1,000 voices. One guy's impressions of Star Wars characters, Harry Potter, and more are going viral. We're going to talk to him live. And sharing his passion, Chef Yia Vang is back to break down the new season of his food show and give us the scoop on his new restaurant. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to The Jason Show. Hello, South St. Paul. Hello, West St. Paul. Hello, just good old-fashioned, extra crispy St. Paul. And welcome to the show. I'm Jace. Please welcome my sidekick sister from another mister and the world corn dog eater. Ladies and gentlemen, she's a champion, Kendall Mark.
Champion corn dog eater
That's
right
right.
here.
What was it, 2012 you did that, right?
2012, 2013, it was kind of an odd year. There was a tie.
Is that a new top?
No,
Okay.
but thank you.
I always think I get it right.
Every time.
But it's nice. Do I say that with this one every time?
No, I don't wear this one very often.
I was going to say, it's lovely.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm good. It's Friday.
It
It's
is.
sunny. I had a matcha latte.
What?
A matcha latte.
Yeah, she talked about this in the Jason Show Before the Show on, it's our Facebook show that airs around 9 a.m. every day. What is it again?
It's like green tea, kind of, but it's a latte, like a chai tea latte you'd get. Same idea, but with matcha, which is essentially a super intense form of green tea.
Got it.
So all the caffeine, all the good for you benefits.
Sounds way too healthy for me. Just give me a bagel and some and a mocha. Anyway, let's say hi to our audience today. It's Candy, everybody. Good morning, Candy.
Morning.
Hi, sweetheart. Where are you zooming in from? Where are you zooming in from, Candy?
Spicer, Minnesota.
Oh, Spicer is nicer. I've been there many times. I love your Legion. I've lost a lot of money there playing pull tabs. But I love it. My Aunt Tina, the fabulous Tina Hillman, lives there. Do you live right on the lake, Candy?
We're about 2 blocks from the lake.
Oh, you guys are just good people there. I love it there. Everyone's so friendly, and I love your city. So thank you for being here today.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetie. We'll be checking in with Candy throughout the hour. About 2 hours and 22 minutes ago, I was on a lake. And that's not a joke.
Nope.
I was ice fishing. So I did the story a couple weeks ago with Jeff from Ice Fishing Warriors. And I actually liked it. And I was shocked because I'm an indoorsy kind of girl. And I was like, and I liked it.
Yep.
So I got my group together and said, hey, let's see if Jeff has a day where we can rent out his little city. So he had yesterday available and we did it. We had a little bonding. It was an exercise in stepping out of our comfort zone because I have no problem admitting most of us in the group were city kids. And we did it, and you'll see some stuff on Monday. I'm not going to give anything away, but yeah. But 2.5 hours ago, I was sleeping in a house on a lake, which I never thought I would do in my life. My mother was worried. She wanted me to check in and make sure I didn't sink. You know what I mean? And but I'm fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got in at just the right time because you have to take all those puppies off by March 1st. So
Oh, well, Saturday.
Yeah.
Jeff and the dude was saying it's I was one of his last rentals, and boom, they're going to take it off. The ice was getting a little slushy, which scared me a little as we were driving. I was like, child, are we going to sink? So I rolled my windows down a little bit, didn't put my seatbelt on, just in case I had to make an evacuation.
Just
I was
break out.
Just break out. Yeah, I would have been like, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, you'll see that on Monday, and yeah, I'll just say it was unexpected.
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 An unexpected journey. You're like the Hobbit.
Sure, I have furry feet. Sure, yeah.
It's a book. And
Yeah, it's a book.
movie thing.
It's your favorite, Lord of the Rings. Let's get started, everybody. Roll it, Leo. It's time for the hot dish. Let's do it. There's the spoon. There's something different there. I don't know.
It's like combing your hair with it.
It's kind
almost.
of, a little bit, yeah. James Corden has a lot of famous friends. None are probably more famous than Prince Harry. Last night, this is so good. This is so good. James took Harry for a tour through his new hometown of LA. This is just a little bit of it, look.
Well, look at us. Here we are.
This is very nice.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've been on an open-top bus.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No.
Not really allowed to.
You've never been on an open-top bus?
I was in London, I always see them cruising around tourists. So I was like, you know, that'd be really good fun because when you live in an area, you never actually go to sightseeing. I've always wanted to go sightseeing.
Yeah.
So.
And how do you feel about The Crown?
They don't pretend to be news. It's fictional. But it's loosely based on the truth.
Yes.
Of course it's not strictly accurate. Of course it's not. But loosely.
But you do think loosely it does feel like...
It gives you a rough idea about what that lifestyle and what the pressures of putting duty and service above family and everything else, what can come from that. I'm way more comfortable with The Crown than I am seeing the stories written about my family or my wife or myself. Because it's the difference between that is obviously fiction, take it how you will, but this is being reported on as fact because you're supposedly news.
Yeah.
I have a real issue with that.
As you should. Harry made a point of saying he didn't step down from the royal family, he stepped back, saying he will always live a life of public service, but said he had to step back for his own mental health because of the press, because of how, and again, I say this a lot, if you think the disgusting tabloid press is gross here, oh, it's gross times 4 with a candy bar and a bag of chips over there in the UK. It's horrible. It's dreadful. As part of the tour, James took Harry to an iconic house, also home to, well, a prince. Look.
The very house that Will Smith turns up to is good enough for the Fresh Prince. It's good enough for a real prince.
Okay.
Do you remember the song?
Now, this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. Now, take a minute.
Sit right there.
Sit right there.
I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called...
Bel Air.
Look at you! See? It's made for you. Hi. Are you the owner of this house?
Yes, I am.
Now,
Very nice
this
to
is
meet
the
you.
house on the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, right?
It is.
How much would you sell this house to Harry and Meghan for?
Give me an offer.
There we go. What are we looking at?
You've got a house.
Just make an offer. Huh? Just make an offer. It's a Fresh Prince. Well, think about how cool it would be
To live.
to go, I'm a prince, and I
Living
live in
in-
the house of the Fresh Prince.
I'm actually dying for a pee. Can I use your bathroom? For real? Can I?
Hang on.
I've had a COVID test. I'm good.
Okay, seriously, wouldn't you just, well, tinkle a little bit if Prince Harry went to the restroom in your house? Yeah.
die.
James, look at this. James also FaceTimed Meghan and pleaded with her to buy the house, but she said they've already moved enough. Atta girl, yeah.
She looks so beautiful too in her little like FaceTime. I'm like, nobody looks like that on FaceTime. Come on.
This is why people love Harry, and I think this proves there's room in the basket for all different types of royals.
Yep.
William can't do that. It's not that I'm sure he has a great personality, but William is going to be next in line. You know, he's going to be the king.
Right.
Harry, he's what is he, 80th? I mean, Tyler, the floor director, is going to be king before Prince Harry.
Seriously.
Yeah. Long live Sir Tyler. But I mean, so Harry has the luxury to be a little more likable, a little more. I mean, look, it's a prince reciting a TV theme song.
Right.
I love that. It makes him more relatable. I love him. And
No, I think he's great. I really like what he said too when he was like, listen, people can feel how they want, but anyone in my situation, a husband, a father, would have taken their family out of
Yep.
that. And you can't disagree with him.
Nope. You gotta protect the wife. You do. Candy, don't you love the Prince Harry?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Isn't he? There's a charm about him, right, Candy? There's just a relatability, even though we don't live his life. There's just something innately likable about him. And don't you think a lot of that came from his mom?
Oh, yes, yes. He's a lot like his mom and lives out his life like she did. Like, you know, definitely.
Like-
I love that he had to use the bathroom.
I know, seriously. I would love it if Prince, hey, can I use your bathroom? Sure, come on, we'll go down to the Smack Shack. Thank you, Candy. Next in the dish, Eddie Murphy was on with Fallon last night promoting Coming to America 2. Eddie plays just like he did in the original, The Nutty Professor. He plays several characters in the original and in this one, including Randy Watson, the lead singer for Sexual Chocolate. Eddie says Randy has his own spot in pop culture history. Look.
My favorite of all the characters to do is Randy Watson. If I could figure out a way to do a whole Randy Watson movie, I would do it. He's a funny character.
The mic drop. I've seen this on the internet. There's a debate. There's something around. People say that is the very first ever mic drop in the history of pop culture.
I don't know what anyone's debating about. Because I heard somebody say, somebody was like, oh, it started with the rappers. The very first mic drop ever, where it's like, what I said was so, so fly, there's nothing left to say, and I'm dropping the mic. That's Randy Watson. Now, in 1983, at the end of Delirious, I threw my mic down, and it slid down to the ground. But that wasn't a mic drop. I said, thank you and good night. I used to throw the mic down. Cool. It wasn't like I crushed it and dropped. The very first one to do that is Randy Watson.
The mic drop. See? And people say you don't learn anything on this show.
Seriously.
You learn something right there.
These are facts.
Delirious. I love that. Was one of the best. Like, look, some of the jokes now are highly inappropriate in 2021, but still, it's so good. Delirious is such a good, it was just Eddie Murphy at his prime and in great leather.
And in great leather?
Yeah, Eddie wore all leather.
Oh.
He's the only person.
Who
Wilson's from head to toe. I think in Delirious it was red. Wasn't it, Jeff? It was the red velvet? Or red velvet. What is this, velvet? No, red leather. Coming to America 2 hits Amazon Prime a week from today. I can't wait to see that. Hey guys, it is Friday. We are excited. Please go get some more toast, and we will be back right after this. Hope you're hungry. One of the busiest and best chefs in Minnesota is back today. Yia Vang joins us to talk about the new season of his show featuring chefs and dishes that mean the most to them.
Dobby had to iron his hands.
Plus, one guy, dozens of famous voices. Meet the TikTok star earning millions of views for his spot-on impressions. And new music, new gig. Nick Jonas releases a new solo track as he gets ready to host SNL tomorrow. It's Friday, and we're having some fun on The Jason Show.
You know, I love my grandkids, but not that much. They come to my office too much.
Oh, they come while you're working.
And so when I'm on a Zoom, here come the grandkids. Like one of my grandkids came in the other day and said, Papa, Papa. And I was trying to go, shh. I was in this big meeting with a lot of like really well-to-do people. I went, shh. And my little grandson looked in the camera and said, Papa, who are all the white people? and he's from my son's wife's parents are one of the parents are white, so he knows them when he sees them. But I didn't want him to announce it at the Zoom call like we ain't got nothing to do with white people around here.
Oh, the great Steve Harvey. Steve should be forced to host every game show. He really just should. Most game shows.
That's his bread and butter.
Yeah. Because you don't watch Family Feud anymore for the contestants. No. I mean, no offense to the families. You don't care if they win. No. You just want to hear what and you want to see what Steve's reactions are. Yeah, his facial expressions are everything. Speaking of Steve, he hosts Family Feud here in America, but he's also started Family Feud Africa. And he talked about what that's like. This is fascinating. Look at this.
I cut a deal with Fremantle, who's some great partners, and I told them I wanted to take Family Feud to Africa, and everybody advised me against it. But I told them it'll really work, and Family Feud believed me, and so I bought the international rights to Family Feud, and I took the show and produced it myself in Africa. And man, oh man, I was right, because I bought the rights to Ghana, and I bought the rights to South Africa, and Family Feud is the #1 show in both countries.
Had they ever had...
Name the worst thing that could happen at a wedding.
There is no pasta. The pasta is not there.
I just told y'all, look, at a wedding, you don't have food at the wedding. There's no food at the wedding.
How do I put this?
Preacher.
Like a preacher.
Oh, the preacher. Oh.
Steve says because of the accident, there were a lot of the accent, because of the language barrier, slight language barrier, there are a lot of those moments. So good for him, man. I love when you just kind of stick it to executives who think they know better. It's like, oh, that's not really gonna work, Mr. Harvey. And then he goes and makes it a huge hit, buys it himself.
Right.
Because Steve has crazy money. That's when you have blanket money. And there's insert your favorite word there. But that's when you have money. If you can buy a show, if you can buy the rights to a show,
right.
That is Oprah Winfrey money right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and the fact that he's just so good and light and he's so comfortable in the position that happens, and he doesn't even fluster him whatsoever.
No.
It's just funny. They roll with the bit. Like, people think that looks easy. We always say this, but he's real good to be able to just
He's
do
a
that.
master of live TV. He really is. He knows, and it's the timing. It's really about the timing, and that's another thing that people don't know. It looks easy, but no, you gotta. If you notice, he lets a comment sit there, and he lets if a guest says something that's a little like that, he lets the audience at home, especially if they're like eating a chip or something, he lets it ruminate a little bit, and then he comes in when the audience laughter starts to come down just a little bit, not totally, and he comes in with a line. That's timing. Next on the dish, Nick Jonas will be the guest host and musical guest on SNL this weekend. And it comes as his new solo single, Spaceman, has dropped. Here's a clip of Spaceman.
And I'm talking to you. It never feels like it goes through. I'm on my own, I'm a spaceman. Yeah, I'm a spaceman. From the dark side of the moon. I'm hoping it's every true. I'm trying to get home, I'm a spaceman. Yeah, I'm a spaceman.
Okay. And now I'm not throwing shade, because I threw shade in 2010 at the Jonas Brothers, and I was attacked by 12-year-olds for days on Twitter. So I'm not throwing shade, but what am I going to do with that song? You know how I feel about mid-tempo songs. You can't really dance to Spaceman. I mean, trust me, the gays will take it in about 2 days and mix it up, and it'll be in the club, and we'll be fine. But I'm just saying, my people do that. We can take any song and turn it into a club mix. But what are we going to do with that?
I totally disagree.
Oh, good. I love when you
100%.
disagree. You like it?
I think anyone can drive in the car to this song, and it'll come out at a time when you're starting to feel warmer out. You got a little bit of that sunshine, so you're popping open the windows, and you're kind of just easy cruising. And if you're someone like, I hear music a little differently from dance. I hear all the different little tiny beats in there, and I'm like, no, you could make up a really cool dance to that song.
Okay.
That's the way I think of it. I like it a lot.
Kendall, I may reconsider. You have changed my stubborn mind. I will listen to it in the car today and see if I agree.
Thank you.
Or wait for the gay remix.
Probably.
Or both. Spaceman. The album drops on March 12th. There we go. Candy, you heard the song. What do you think, Candy?
I agree with Kendall. I like it. And when the sun is shining, open up the windows and go for it.
Okay, Candy, I don't own a convertible, but what we're going to do is...
Yeah, girl.
We're going to rent a Candy, when the pandemic's over, I'm going to rent a convertible from Enterprise. I'm going to come get you, and we're going to drive around and get Dairy Queen, okay? Listening to that song.
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Candy lives in Spicer. I got quite a trip there. I gotta.
You just volunteered for something.
I did, yeah.
But maybe we can go to New London to A&W.
Oh, perfect. Oh.
Can I
come? Oh, no, you can't come. I'm only gonna get a 2-seater. I love A&W. Oh, A&W root beer.
Ooh.
That is a gift from God right there. I love root beer and cream soda. Not enough people talk about cream soda anymore.
You know what? You have a fair point.
Thank you. You had a fair point, and thank you for now acknowledging my point.
Yep.
My grandmother loved cream soda.
It's a really underrated beverage.
It is an underrated beverage. What are you scoffing over there for, Jeff? You don't like the cream soda? Oh.
Personal problem.
Watch this. Tyler's like 18. Have you ever had cream soda? Cream ale. Okay.
Okay. Again,
Not the same thing.
No.
Next in the dish, Rachel Kirkconnell from The Bachelor is speaking out. She's the one accused of attending racist parties and liking racist posts. She told her supporters to stop defending her. Look at this.
If you are in my comments or defending me anywhere, telling people that I did nothing wrong, that there's nothing to be hurt about, there's nothing to be angry about or offended about, please stop. That's not our place to tell people what they can and can't be offended about. You know, that's wrong. And that's part of the problem. So please stop saying that I did nothing wrong. That's not true. You know, if you really want to support me, then encourage me to do better and encourage those around you to do better. And
you know, I'm not gonna. I could be snarky here. I'm not going to. This poor the young lady. I'm not excusing anything. Believe me. But look, she issued that. All I will say is, if I was her, I would just I just would stay off. I would just I would be listening for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I would keep my mouth shut and listen and hear people for a while. And then in about 6 months to a year, come out and say something, you know?
Yeah, the full video is about 7 minutes-ish long on her Instagram. And she does talk, she doesn't really go too deep into it, but one thing that I can appreciate the talk and walk the walk thing. Her link tree, you know, on Instagram, how you can put your bio, link there. It's all anti-racism platforms and different accounts that she is now following and sort of saying, listen, this has all of a sudden become this weirdly political thing. It's not at all. It's a human thing, and I'm going to sit back now and listen.
Yeah.
So
hopefully she will. She says she will use your platform, as Kendall just talked about, to promote anti-racism. So, yeah, just do the work and then come back in just come back when you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Just whoops, that would be me. Hey guys, we have such a good show. Next in the dish, details are coming out about an alleged attack on Lady Gaga's dog walker. This story, man, this is hard. I don't like this story at all. The LAPD is examining surveillance video, which appears to show 2 men shooting her dog walker and running from the scene with her 2 dogs. The victim is in critical condition and the dogs are still missing. Gaga is offering $500,000 for a reward for the return of the dogs. There they are. And obviously, you know, I have a French bulldog, and that looks like one of hers, a little biggie. And this just breaks my heart. Any dog owner right now, your mouth is open and you can't believe it. I mean, it's horrible to think about. Mm-hmm. And obviously, you know, they haven't confirmed anything, but you can't tell me that this moron, this evil troll, this monster didn't know that those dogs belonged to Lady Gaga. Mm-hmm. The chances that monster randomly attacked a random dog walker, come on.
Right.
They had to know, hey, we're going to take these dogs and ask for a ransom or something.
Right. Well, and that dog walker too. I mean, you think about, like, you're walking someone's dogs, and he's in critical condition, or she. I don't know if it's a male or female, but it's a horrible situation.
Awful. Gaga, we love you, and get those into that person that did it. Ooh, if I could say some words, I would, but I love my job. Still ahead. A voiceover artist will join us. He's become quite popular on the Tik Tok. But next, Chef Yia Vang, well, he's been popular for a while, will join us live. What he's been up to, plus we'll talk about a show that he's working on. Because, yeah, Yia isn't busy enough. Now he's doing another show. Yia and more when we come back. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Well, our next guest is one of the hottest young chefs in the Twin Cities, and his new concept is slated to open later this year. Please welcome back to the show our good friend Yia Vang. Yia, what's up, my friend?
Hey, Jason. I love how you call me young, you know.
Well,
thanks. Appreciate it.
They wrote that in the teleprompter, Yia. I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go through this, my friend, because you are busy. So you have Union Hmong Kitchen. You're a chef there, Mid-City Kitchen. You're getting ready to do another thing, which we'll talk about in the next segment. You're prepping to open the new place. You got a podcast.
Yeah.
How are you finding time to talk to me today?
Because I love you, bro. You know, that's what, you know, every time your producers call, we're good to go.
Thank you, buddy. But seriously, let's talk about the restaurants first. How's everything going?
You know, it's going as good as it can be. And you know it too, because, you know, you have a restaurant. And so, man, we've been very blessed by people coming in and ordering. And, you know, on Saturdays, we do these little pop-ups at Dangerous Man. So these little slurp shop noodle pop-ups there too. And so, yeah, we're just finding every angle we can. Right now, we're in the building process, figuring out everything we can for VNI. And it's just a slow process right now. So, yeah, we have a great team, and the community around us is excited. And we're so excited to be able to showcase all this to them.
And if people miss the last couple times you're on VNI, tell them where it's going to be, Yia.
Yeah, so it's literally in the middle between Young Joni and Hi Hi. And so with Ann and Christina, we always joke about how that's like become Asian Row now. You know, it's all Asian restaurants. So yeah, so it's right in there. It's right on 2nd Street. It's like 3 blocks down from Dangerous Man, who we've become really good friends with. 1717 2nd Street Northeast, right there in Northeast area, right across the street from East Side Service Center.
And you mentioned Dangerous Man, because I want to properly plug that too. The pop-ups are Saturdays, right, Yia?
Yep. So we'll be there for the next 3 Saturdays, 5 to 7. You can order online, and we call it slurp, because it's all noodles and congee, which is like a rice porridge soup. We have this ramen where we call it the instant, not instant ramen, you know, and so it's super, especially for cold winters. It's just, you get a bunch of those, you get, you know, your friends around, and you kind of just, you know, hover over and slurp it.
And rumor has it, are you doing a podcast too?
Yeah, it's my friend David Crabb and I, we're doing this podcast called White on Rice. And so it's a really fun podcast where we interview all these people from Minnesota, different walks of life. You know, we have restaurant people, we have politicians, we have people working in the nonprofit sector. It's been so fun. I think we're like 35 episodes in, and it's been really, really fun. Just getting to know all the people from the Twin Cities area.
Isn't it great, Yia, the podcast format just really allows you to have, because, you know, you're not kind of like a traffic cop. You don't have to go to break at a certain time. It really allows for great conversations. Are you having fun doing it?
I love it because, you know, the one thing that David and I, my co-hosts, we get this thing where, like, you know, before the pandemic, we would go out to eat and we sit there, and our best conversation always happened after we got done eating, you know? And we're sitting there around the dinner table and we're just talking for 5 hours about different topics. And you know what's really cool about that is, like, we just tell our people that come in, we're like, pretend that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a after dinner, around the dinner table topic. And actually, Jason, I was about to email you because we'd love to have you on the podcast. So I just want to hear your story and how you got to where you are. So yeah.
You say the word and I'm there. Anything, I'll be there.
Man,
whenever you want. Whenever you want.
Super excited, yeah.
Tell the folks about the Stellar Kindness Project. I want to know more about this too. What is this?
Yeah, so Katie Stellar from Stellar Hair she has this kindness project where it started out from the Red Chair, which basically what it is the Red Chair project, where she would go in a corner and she'll see somebody holding a sign or somebody who's, you know, kind of, you know, down on their luck or whatever, and she would pull out her chair and she just cut their hair. She'd say, "Hey, would you like a haircut?" And she just do it right on the corner. And that kind of developed to the Stellar Kindness Project, where this summer they were working with a lot of homeless encampments, and she's a friend of mine. She came up and said, "Hey, do you think you could help provide some lunches?" I told Katie, I said, "Wherever you are, we're there." And so it's just kind of developed out of that. And so we're trying to be a little bit more organized. And so we're working on that project right now with her. And so the Kindness Project is all her, and all we do is we provide some food. And so she's the baller here, and I just get to kind of tag along with her.
The last thing, Yia, and again, we're going to talk about your show after the break. What are you doing with Explore Minnesota?
You know, we have this really cool project that's coming up. It's in this spring. It's coming up. I think that's all I'm allowed to say. I don't want to get in trouble.
No, don't.
But I'm really, bro, I'm really excited about it, man. It's so fun, and I get to involve some friends, and it's such a fun project. So
yeah.
I'm excited. I think May, it starts around there. I don't know. I might have said too much.
No, I don't want to get you in trouble. I love the Explore Minnesota folks. So we will say nothing else.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're great. So all we'll say is stay tuned. And stay tuned right here because Yia's going to stick around. But right now, for more information, head to unionmungkitchen.com. And when we come back, some of Yia's friends will join us to talk about Season 3 of Relish on TPT. That and more when we come back. Back after this. We love you, Explore Minnesota.
We're back! More chefs, more recipes, more stories to relish about the cuisines and the cultures of our neighbors. I'm Chef Yia Vang. Join me for a new season of Relish on tptoriginals.org.
Look at Yia. TV star Yia Vang. That's a clip from the new season of Relish, hosted by my buddy, Chef Yia Vang. We're back with Yia and Amy and Brittany, who are the co-creators of Relish. Hello, ladies.
Hello. Thanks so much for having us.
No, thank you for being here. Obviously, I love the food culture in the city. I love food in general. I love our dining scene. Question for either of you, how did the idea for Relish come to be?
Well, I am a foodie and was always looking for ways to get food into my work. And so I produced a special episode of Minnesota Original around the culinary arts. And shortly after that, I was invited to develop a web series, and I picked food, and Brittany was on board, and it took off from there.
And Brittany, how did you get hooked up with that guy next to you there in the Brady Bunch square?
Well, you know, in the beginning part of our research phase for this series, we met with a lot of people in the Twin Cities, and Yia was one of them, and we loved his energy. He's so curious about food traditions, not only his own, but other people's as well. And so we had a good feeling that he was going to be a good host for this series.
And Yia, I know from your restaurants, and I know from talking to you that sharing your culture means so much to you. Do you consider this just another arm of that, another way to spread word of your culture out there?
Absolutely. I think that, you know, we live in this world where we all, like right now in this culture, it's all about what's different, how we're different. And sometimes those differences, you know, butt heads. But I actually, in those differences, we find similarities. And so that's what got me really excited about this series. Like, for example, I'm talking to Jorge Guzman, and we're talking about, you know, he's talking about Mexican food, I'm talking about Hmong food. And we realize that we're kind of like weird cousins. You know, like some of the favorite profiles and stuff like that. Like we actually match. Like we're literally from opposite sides of the world, but we're matching. And so when I'm in there and I'm interviewing, I'm finding these similarities with all these different cultures, and I love it. And I love that's what food does, is it brings that commonality together. And I think that in a world that we're living in right now, we need to find more commonality than differences.
Without a doubt. Amy, I know it's like picking a kid. I mean, when people ask, you know, me, hey, what show is your favorite or whatever. But I wanted to ask you, through the producing of the show and being exposed to so many great people in our food scene, is there a story that sticks out to you, right? I mean, putting you on the spot there?
Yeah, that's a terrible question, Jason.
I know.
How about I'll say my favorite is always the one I just finished up because I've spent so much time with that chef. So I just finished editing John Sugimura of Pink U. I've been craving sushi for 2 weeks. No, I mean, I have learned so much through this series, and I mean, every chef has been my favorite. I've made many of the dishes many times. It's really opened up my own personal culinary experience. My kitchen is much more diverse than it was before I started working on the show.
Amy, John, full disclosure, is on our show a lot. He's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Please tell me that you saw magic in the air when you ate his crispy rice, his tuna crispy rice.
I dream about that dish.
Amy,
I dream about it.
Do you not? Like, I there are days when I think about it and I call John and I'm like, why are you not open? I need it right now. It is the
I'm
best.
with you. I'm with you. Yeah, and that is what he made for us. So the recipe's online now.
Yeah.
It's so good. Hey, Yia, who are some of the chefs, before we go, buddy, that are in this season?
We have Karin Thomason that just came. Obviously, John. We have, man, I'm kind of blanking now. We have Gustavo, who from Nixa. We just shot with him. Brittany and Amy can help me here. I'm kind of blanking a little bit.
Some other chefs that we've got coming up are Nettie Colon. She's making a
yeah.
Puerto Rican fricassee de pollo.
Ooh.
We've got Jorge Guzman, as was mentioned. Gerard Klass is making a soul food sandwich for us. Masuda Sherzad with a dough piazza, an onion and lamb dish. Jyoti Kistner is making Indian street food for us. Beth Dooley is teaching us all about hazelnuts. I mean, it's just a very wide variety. Whether you want to do a one-pot meal on a weekday night, you can find a recipe for those dishes. Or if you want to try something new and, explore a little bit more maybe on a weekend with one of the recipes.
I love it so much. Yia, but don't be doing too much TV, Yia. I don't want to be competing with you. Now, what are you doing?
No, what are you talking about? I can never match it. But hey, I do want to say that this whole project, Relish, is Amy and Brittany's brainchild, and they brought me into it. And so I feel super blessed to be a part of it. And that was, when they first approached me, I was like, I felt like, okay, like this is kind of cool. And then I didn't realize that they wanted me to host it. And so it was, these are my girls, and they're amazing.
Yeah, just don't do too much, Yia. Don't do too much now. I love you, buddy. Thanks, guys, so much. I love this. I can't wait to watch the new season. And you can find Relish. Head to tptoriginals.org/relish. Busy guy. I love that man. Still ahead, a viral TikTok star known for his impressions will join us. You will love him. Wait till you see him when we come back. Love the Yia Vang. So glad you're here. Welcome back, everybody. Here's the deal. When I saw our next guest, I knew that we had to have him. We had to have him on the show. His girlfriend recorded a video of him doing impressions, and in less than 2 weeks, it's been watched by millions of people. Look.
How many impressions can I get my boyfriend to do Star Wars edition? Kylo Ren.
Han Solo. I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
Yoda.
When 900 years old, you reach. Look as good, you will not.
C-3PO and R2-D2.
R2-D2, what are you doing? I don't like you either.
Darth Vader.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Old Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You don't need to see his identification.
New Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
Oh, I could listen to that all day long, but I'm just glad we get to talk to him. That's voiceover artist and artist. Let's focus on that, because that is art right there. Greg Jones doing his impression of a bunch of Star Wars characters. And joining us from England today is Greg Jones. Hi, Greg.
Hey.
I gotta tell you, Greg, thank you for doing this. I gotta tell the viewers, I tracked Greg down. I saw it early in the morning, and I was actually prepping my radio show, and I was like, I gotta get this guy's permission to run the video. So I tracked him down on Instagram, and you were so nice to do this. So first and foremost, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, thank you, Jason. This is surreal. So thank you so much for asking me to be on it.
Okay, how did you get started? Because this is artistry, my friend. This is artistry. You have a gift.
You.
How did you get started?
So I've been interested in doing voiceovers for so many years, and it was always something that I've enjoyed doing while I was really little. And while I was at uni, I had the chance to do lots of kind of like voiceover projects, and then I was super, super, super lucky to be able to join the BBC after I graduated in 2019, and I became a member of what's known as the BBC Radio Drama Rep Company. And so every week we would be producing brand new radio dramas that would go out on BBC Radio 4. And it was a real playground to get to experiment with voices. And I just found it's just a great way to be able to just keep that muscle flexed of being able to do acting, especially at the moment as how the world's just completely shut down in terms of theatre. So it was a great way to keep it going.
Greg, how did you know? Because your girlfriend, as we said, posted the video. How did you know it went viral?
Oh, it was when Lucy's phone started blowing up. So we sat watching TV, and then all of a sudden, the phone keeps buzzing with all of these notifications. And then Lucy turns to me and she says, "It's reached like 10,000 views now, you know? It's like 20,000, 30,000. It just kept going and going and going." And then all of a sudden, like the other day, Lucy turns to me and she says, "You know that Star Wars video's reached nearly 3 million views now?" And I'm just thinking, what? That is bonkers. 3 million views. That's insane.
It was, and I got to tell you, Greg, and I don't know if you know this, it was placed, we have these services here in the States that radio stations hire, to provide content, and you were all over, like your bit was #1. Like, so radio stations all over the country was directed to your content. It was amazing. I was so happy for you.
Oh, that is insane. That is bonkers.
Okay, now we got to run another clip here because not only does Greg do amazing Star Wars, but he also does Mr. Potter. Look at this.
How many impressions can I get my boyfriend to do? Harry Potter edition. Dobby.
Dobby had to iron his hands.
Hagrid.
Dry up, Dursley, you great prune.
McGonagall.
Why is it always you three?
Snape.
Now what would 3 Gryffindors be doing inside on a day like this?
Okay, Greg, I thought I loved you with Star Wars, but that, I gotta, my friend, what was the hardest, whether from Star Wars or that, what was the hardest voice to crack?
I think Snape took a little bit of a while, and then it was, I tell you what, it was the later Dumbledore. It's the one that Michael Gambon played. That I think was probably the hardest one to do because his Dumbledore has such a low, gravelly kind of voice where it was, as I tried to do it in that video, it's like, "I put you in grave danger this year, Harry." It's such a low voice to try and hit.
That is so good. What you do a really good Sir Alec Guinness, I will say. I think that's my favorite of yours.
Oh, really? Thank you.
See, I was hoping you'd do that. Okay, for anyone watching this, and Greg, you will find we have a very loyal audience. You will find that you will be gaining some followers after this because we have a loyal viewership here. So go follow Greg, and anybody looking for voice work, you better hire this guy immediately. Greg, thank you so much for being here today.
Honestly, thank you for having me, Jason. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. To see the videos of Greg's impressions, check out Lucy and Greg on TikTok. Greg's personal account, and it's appropriately named That Happy Chap. If that segment didn't make you happy, I don't know what else we could do. That was great. I love that guy. We'll be right back. Back after this. That Happy Chap. Oh my goodness. Go follow him. As we say, Jason Show Rangers, activate. Don't forget to sign up and be a part of our virtual audience. Go to the Jason Show Facebook page and click the link we posted. Sign up for a certain day, and you will be a part of the show, just like our friend today. We'll be right back to say goodbye to her with more after this. Good luck, folks. Wrapping up the old show. Let's say goodbye to Candy. Candy, thank you for being here, sweetie. How much did you love?
Thank you for having us.
How much did you love that Greg guy? Wasn't he great?
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah.
I follow him on TikTok. He's amazing.
Perfect. See? Jason Show Rangers, activate. That's right. Oh, we listened to you guys. Got to go see the rest. Jeff was playing the rest. He does Lord of the Rings. We got to have him back on.
Yeah,
we got to have him
so
back
good,
on.
so good.
Go follow him. Show him a lot of Minnesota, Wisconsin love. I love you, Greg. Monday on the show. Thrifty. We love him. Thrifty Traveler's back. It's been a while. With where you can fly on the Uber cheap. Not on the Uber, but you know what I mean.
Oh, like really cheap.
Yes.
Oh.
You know what I mean. I think. I don't know.
I know what you mean.
Find out where you can go cheaply. There we go.
Ah.
Monday on our show. See, when I have an English guest on, I start to talk
In our bad British accent.
That's right. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, please go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday. Bye.